In GK, they are known as. Children, we all know that few personalities are being known by their titles. They are being named by their titles. They are honored by few titles. So, coming to number one, Adolf Hitler. So, Adolf Hitler is being known as Führer. Führer means the leader. In German language, Führer means the leader. So, Adolf Hitler was the Nazi leader, the Nazi dictator. So, he was being titled as Führer. Number two, Jayaprakash Narayan. Jayaprakash Narayan was titled as the Lok Nayak. Children, Lok Nayak means the people's leader. So Jayaprakash Narayan was known for his good participation in Indian independence. He was a great politician also, a great social reformer also, and faced many problems to reform in the country. So he is known as Lok Nayak, means the people's leader. Now coming to Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu is known as Nightingale of India. So Sarojini Naidu was a great poetess also, and she was having a good voice. So she used to sing her poems also. She was a lover of the nature. So she was having a melodious poems also with a melodious voice, and that's why at night these poems or her voice being heard, they prefer to hear her voice at the night because it was a nature's loving voice. That's why she was being known as a Nightingale of India. Now coming to number four, Walter Scott. Walter Scott is known as the Wizard of North. Wizard of North is a novel written by Walter Scott, in which he wrote about the Scotland. Scotland, which is at the top, at the north of the Britain. So, in Scotland, he wrote everything about the Scotland and the culture of the Scotland. So, he was being known as the Wizard of the North. It means the champion of the North. Now, coming to Amitabh Bachchan. We all know that Amitabh Bachchan is known as Big B. Why? Because he is being known as the millennium of this Hindi cinema of Hindi cinema. He is known as the great actor of the millennium. So, because he has done about 200 good films, and for 5 decades, it means for 50 years, he had been a historic performance in the Indian movies. So, Amitabh Bachchan is known as Big B. Then coming to Lala Lajpat Rai. Lala Lajpat Rai is known as Punjab Kesari. Punjab Kesari means the Sher of Punjab. Okay? The Sher of Punjab, because he has a good performance in the Indian independence movements, and he done an important role in Indian independence. Even the whole Punjab was moving on his calls. He was so great, so brave, that he was known as Punjab Kesari. Queen Elizabeth. Elizabeth was the only queen who is not been married. That's why she was known as the Maiden Queen. Maiden Queen means unmarried queen. Now coming to William Shakespeare. We all know that William Shakespeare was a good poet. So here Bard means poet, a great poet, and he lived in Avon. So that's why he was being titled as Bard of Avon. Then coming to Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin is still been known for his good performance in the theatre. So he is been known as the little fellow because his acting was like a little child. His acting used to give the funny expression of the childish fellow. Even his clothes were very popular because they were very short. His coat was very short, his pant was very short, the way of moving was very funny like a child, and he act very beautifully in that clothes. So that's why he was been very famous in the theater. His acting was been liked by very much by the people, and he was been titled as the little fellow. Then coming to Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher is a long serving prime minister of Britain, and that's why she was being known as the Iron Lady, because to to be for long time as a prime minister is not an easy work. She faced many of the problems, though she was been at her position for long time. Moreover, she has done many great reforms in her administration. तो कई तरह के इसने सुधार भी किए थे अपने एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में. दैट्स वाई शी वॉज बीन नोन एज आयरन लेडी. Saurav Ganguly. Saurav Ganguly is one of the greatest cricketer, and he is of Calcutta, and that's why he is known as the Prince of Kolkata. And now he is a good commentator, and moreover he is the president of BCCI also. So he has been titled as Prince of Calcutta. Coming to Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was one of the greatest leader of Bangladesh, and he was very close to the people. He every time with the people and with the problems of his countrymen of his Bangladesh, and he was the first president of Bangladesh also. That's why he is been known as Banga Bandhu. Banga means Bangladesh, Bandhu means friend. So he is been titled as the friend of the people. It means Banga Bandhu. So this was the chapter they are known as.